Hello again, sweets. I am Sweet Miss Coco, and you are listening to the Coco Love Podcast. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am just so glad that I am still here with you. I have weathered many things in this past week, and I'm just proud of myself. That's all I'm really saying. You know? So pat yourself on the back right now. If you accomplished so many things last week, or even if you just accomplished one thing and you are just proud of yourself, honey, give yourself a pat on the back. You deserve it. You accomplished it, whatever it was. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna hop into the first segment, which is Do It Anyway. Okay. Do It Anyway is a segment that, well, I call it Do It Anyway because the Coco Love Podcast is all about building confidence, courage, I normally say courage first, so we're just going to restart that. The Coco Love Podcast is all about building courage, generating more confidence, and loving yourself along the way, honey, because this is a journey called life, right? So, yeah, and the Do It Anyway segment is, I guess, just my way of trying to figure out, okay, did I do something courageous this past week? Did I do something that took me to that I needed to gain a little bit more confidence in order to accomplish it? And I also would really, at some point in this podcast journey, like to open it up to you all. If you have something that you accomplished, that you had a big goal, or even if it was a small goal, but it's really taking you a really long time to sort of accomplish it, you had to overcome some sort of struggle. You had to gain the courage to push through, to overcome, and you had to get some confidence to try to get it done. So honey, that's the Do It Anyway segment. Okay, and so now, let me think. What did I do anyway this past week? You know what? I don't know if I can say that. Okay, so my Do It Anyway was gonna be about self-love. But okay, so I'll save that one for Love Does. Let me see. I cleaned my room. That is what I did anyway. It didn't really, okay, I can't say that it took a lot of courage, but it definitely boosted my confidence. I feel better. I don't know if you guys feel that way. Maybe this is a really bad Do It Anyway, but I just kind of sucked it up and did it. Like, I was lollygagging. I was super ultra procrastinating. Okay. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. I cleaned up my room. Now, this right here behind me, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see this pile behind me. We're just going to ignore that. We're not going to ignore it. No, but seriously, that's like the only thing that's left. That little pile back there. And it's an organized pile, okay? It's an organized pile. But I just have to find a place for those things, and I haven't really found a place for those things yet. So I cleaned my room, and it makes me feel really, really good to have cleaned my room. Yeah, pretty much. I also, something else that I did was, which is probably a better Do It Anyway. I made a post on my Instagram page, which, if you don't know what that is, it is I am Sweet Miss Coco on Instagram. Give me a follow, DM me if you want to chat about the Coco Love Podcast. You can also follow the Coco Love Podcast on IG. It's the Coco Love Podcast, Coco, C-O-C-O. And yeah, send me a DM. You can tell me your Do It Anyway. I can put it on the show. You can tell me your Love Does, and I can put it on the show. More on Love Does at the end of the podcast. But yeah, so my Do It Anyway, another Do It Anyway that I have, which is more so in line with the Do It Anyway theme, was me talking about, I sort of just gave a little peek into a window of what the heck am I doing right now in my life with entrepreneurship. Like, what am I doing? Why have I all of a sudden reappeared on the scene of social media? Because let me tell you, honey, I have been out of the game for a long time. It's been over 10 years. Oh, excuse me, you guys. In terms of like consistency, I might have made a post like every once in a while or something like that, but not like, nothing like what I'm doing now. I'm checking my social media regularly now, and that is very, very different for me. And I have realized that it can be very triggering, right? I can feel a little bit anxious, you know, looking for the likes or looking for the comments, and it's been a process of me trying to figure out, okay, what am I doing here? I need to come back to my grounded place. I need to center myself and not get so caught up in the social media roller coaster / cobweb of craziness. I realized that I need social media to help expand, maybe not expand my brand, but to help get the word out about my brand, my businesses that I have started. And so that is why I'm like making this reappearance on social media all of a sudden. But I also don't want to come across as like super salesy. Like, I don't want to be the person who's just always asking for money. I want to be able to give more of or show more facets of me, because I am a multifaceted individual, and my businesses aren't just about, you know, making money. I want to give value to people, real value. Like at 27th Rose, I sell shea souffles that help your skin and help you. Okay, you don't want to have dry skin. Like, oh my gosh, if you're watching this, by the way, and you have dry skin, please go to 27throse.com, because you don't need to be suffering in silence, okay, honey? Just know you don't need to do that. It's wintertime. You need to take care of your skin. You see this? Soft skin. That's what you need, okay? If you're rubbing your hand over your skin and it's like you feel a little bumpy bump, it's not a rash, honey, you need some shea souffle in your life. Okay, so which, let me look. I'm not really all that ashy, but I just want to put a little moisturizer on. This one right here I like to use. Oh, that's too bright. Okay, well, hopefully you can see it right here. If you're on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the product that I'm using right now. I'm using Too Basic. It is a lightweight shea souffle formula, and what I mean by that is it's super easy to use. You saw how I just put it on and started melting in my hand, but also it only has 4 ingredients, all natural, 4 ingredients. It's lightweight. It's gonna give you that intense moisture, but also be no residue. Yeah, so yeah, see, I just gave my hands some moisture there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, so I'm just gonna rub it up my arm. Anyway, so back to what I was talking about. Yeah, I made a post on my IG this past weekend, I think it was. Yeah, this past weekend, I think. Yeah, and I just kind of opened up a little bit about I am here, you guys. I don't know what I'm doing, but I am making a promise to myself that I'm going to be more courageous and be more confident and love myself along the way on my path to being a successful entrepreneur, to being a better woman, to being the woman that I see myself being, to being the woman that I believe God wants me to become. I have been holding myself back for far too long, and I don't want to do that anymore. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I made a post about that, and I was very hesitant at first. I was like, I don't understand this social media thing. What am I gonna do? And then, yeah, I thought to myself, I should just be honest. I should just tell the people what it is. This is what I'm thinking right now, and that is exactly what I did. I found some pictures of me, and I wrote this nice long post yeah, and so it's on my social media if you want to read that whole shebang to really kind of get more of a grasp of where I'm coming from. Check it out. It's a photo of me, my cute face, on my Instagram page. If you're listening to this on on whatever podcast streaming platform you're using, I just post right there when I got silent. So yeah, you're missing it if you're not watching me. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you just missed it. But yeah, so I made a very kind of deep post on my Instagram page where I really opened up and shared a piece of my heart with you all. So yeah, if you want to check that out, go follow I Am Sweet Miss Coco on Instagram, and you will see the post, like the post, do whatever you want to do with the post, but then you will know what I am talking about. So yes, and that is my do it anyway. And I'm going to pull up the music again because my computer just what did my computer do? What is this called that it's doing right now? Oh, sleeping. My computer went to sleep because I was giving a long explanation. But yeah, so that was my do it anyway. My do it anyway in summation was I cleaned my room, which I'm very proud of myself for that. That's more like a kudos, not really a do it anyway. But I made a very intimate post. I was very honest with my current followers, and yeah, being very honest with you right now, that's something that I want for this podcast and just me in general. I want to be transparent. I want to be open. I want to show you behind the scenes things. I want to just cultivate like a community sort of vibe where we can grow together. That is what I want. I am working on myself and trying to grow. And hey, if you're along for the ride, I am here for it, honey. I am all the way here for it. So yes, this is what I'm about. All of these vibes. And that is my, wait a minute. Oh, I'm not ready. No. Okay. Okay, the volume is up. She is ready now. That is my do it anyway. Oh. Hey, I did it anyway. Okay, you guys, so that beat just gets me going every time. It's just so cool. Okay, so today's topic is gonna be, gonna look at I came across something on Instagram. Was it today? Yeah, it was today. And I thought it was like awesome. So I follow a woman named Elle. Wait, let me make sure I'm doing it right. Hold on. Hold your horses. I'm going to the post now because I saved it and I was like, I'm talking about this on the show. These were some good things that she said. So, okay, yes. Going back, I'm looking for it in my little, you know how you can save IG posts that you see coming down here, or bookmark. I think it's what it's called, bookmarked. I bookmarked it. Yeah, that's what I bookmarked. Okay. So, yes, I follow this woman / Arthur. I almost called her Arthur. That's a TV show, you guys, on PBS. But Elle, she is an author. She writes all sorts of things, poetry, motivation, she's a wonderful author. She's not Arthur. And so, yeah, there is a post that she made this week, and it is called Affirmations for the Week. And I just felt like it was so good. Okay, so I'm going to read them all, and then I'm going to go back and talk about them, okay? She said, I can be kind and set healthy boundaries. I deserve to be loved unconditionally. Whew. Y'all, I'm trying not to get emotional. I can be independent and still need or want help. I am learning to allow my pain to teach me, not harden me. Whew. I am committed to loving and trusting myself. I will choose myself even when rejection is hard. Oh my gosh. They were just all so good. Okay, so I don't know if any of those stuck out to you, but for me, okay, let me try to pick which one was probably stood out the most to me. Oh man, they each stand out for different reasons, yeah? So I deserve to be loved unconditionally. Oh my gosh, we could talk so much about love and relationships. I have been in many relationships, many failed attempts at love over here in these streets. I have failed, okay? Fallen on my face. Not pretty at all. And we will talk about them in due time. But I have definitely struggled with believing that I am deserving of more, right? So in relationships that I have been in, I can see I have reflected and I have seen patterns. And honestly, I don't think that I was choosing men that were of the caliber that I wanted to see myself, my future self with. I wasn't, I guess, leveling up. I wasn't, there's a saying, oh, you married up, talking to whichever spouse, they're like, oh, you married up. I was the up. Like, I would be the up for those guys, which is very cute. That's awesome. But at the same time, I think that I was diminishing my value to some degree by continually settling, right? So I don't think that I believed that I could be loved unconditionally. I think that there for sure were conditions. And I mean, I think I'm still dealing with it. I think that it's still a bit of a struggle for me to really, I guess, believe that I am worthy. I am worth someone's time. I am worth someone investing in me. And that doesn't have to be money. That can be, right? That could be time, acts of service. That could be, so many different things that could be. Relationships should be, I think, two-way streets. You should be giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. One party is focused on giving to the other party. The other party is focused on giving to the other party. And in that, you're just both giving to one another. And I just think that works so well. Now, you also have to remember to give to yourself because, if you're giving everything to the other person, you yourself might not be recharged enough to even have anything left to give. So you got to make sure you give to yourself, but also when you're focusing on your relationship, giving to that other person, not being like selfish in everything that you do, because it is a relationship and that's a two-way street. And I'm not sure that I've had many opportunities to explore that. I have essentially had very immature relationships in my life, and that is what I mean when I'm talking about I settled a lot. I went with the flow, if you will, which I didn't even know what that meant. I was like, what? Go with the what? I didn't understand that, but I was definitely rolling with it and going with the flow because I didn't ever really get what I thought I deserved or what I thought I wanted I settled a lot. I settled a lot, you guys, a lot. And I think that it's possible that that comes from a place of me not believing that I deserve to be loved in the way that I think I should be loved, unconditionally. Like, there's no strings attached. I love all of you. There's nothing that you can do in specific that'll make me love you more or less. I think that I believe that I had to do something in order to receive love from a man. Yeah, so yeah. And to be honest with you, there was a time when I thought that that was sex, right? I can get more, that's a whole, so many stories there. But that was something that I really struggled with growing up. But I do think I'm in a much healthier place now. And I currently don't have no prospects, so we can't test these theories. But I look forward to my future relationship, my future marriage. And I have been reading books and just doing all the research and making sure that I try to put my best foot forward in building myself, or cultivating and nurturing myself into a better woman. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna expect anything less from my future husband. You hear what I'm saying? Let's grow together, honey. Okay, so that was I deserve to be loved unconditionally. And so yeah, I'm working on myself, working on really believing that. And that, like I said, the test comes when I'm in a relationship, when there is a prospect guy in front of me. Like, will I act accordingly, or will I still fall back into my same pattern of giving in to whatever desire he may have, or giving in to myself and settling when I know I see a red flag, or I might label that red flag as a yellow flag because I don't believe that I deserve anything more, or anyone who would treat me better. Yeah. Let's see. Another one, I can be kind and set healthy boundaries. Okay, so that's interesting, right? I think that for me goes into the love bucket, because I totally was not setting healthy boundaries. I did not have that. Here we go. I did not have that courage. I did not have the confidence to maintain my morals and standards when I was younger. I didn't have that. I easily would just be like, oh, I can do without that. Maybe I want a man, so it's fine. Type of thing is what honestly would happen. And it sounds so bad, but I mean, I'm just being honest. That's what I went through. That's what I went through. I mean, that's my story. So yeah, and we can talk about this more, which I want to talk about it more, because I think that so much healing can come through talking about relationships, including failed relationships and relationships that work well. Things that I've learned through reading, relationships books and so many things. I think that me doing all that research and learning, soaking up so much knowledge, and if I find out somebody is married, I 9 times out of 10 will ask them, hey, how did you know that you wanted to marry that person? Or if they're divorced, what's one thing that you realize now you probably should have done differently? Or one tip that you would give to a person who looks forward to being married in the future. I'll be pop quizzing people, okay? So if I find out they've been married, like if they're divorced and they were married, or if they are currently married, I'm asking all the questions, because your girl wants to be married in the future. And my thought process is, okay, if you want to learn something, right, you go to school. You learn how to do the trade, or you become an apprentice, you study under someone, you have this person teaching you, guiding you along the way. Why don't we do that in relationships? This is a huge part of our lives. If you become a spouse, including friendships, parental-child relationships, like so many relationships. Relationships are the fabric of our lives. But who is guiding us and teaching us on how to do it right? Like, where are the good examples? What if you don't grow up in a household that has a wonderful example of how relationships could be healthy or healthier, right? So I just went out and started trying to find that information on my own because I felt like I didn't have that information growing up. And I definitely think it was evident in the relationships that I allowed myself to be in, intimate, romantic, whatever you want to call it, relationships that I allowed myself to be in. I definitely did not have healthy boundaries. Okay. I wanted to. I had a thought process of, okay, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to do and this is how we're going to get it. But when it came to, oh my gosh, here this person is in front of me and he's so cute. Oh my gosh, what do I do? Oh, he spoke to me. Oh yeah, you can have my number. You have anything you want. Yep, yep. Smitten, just smitten. You know, we need some training. How do I deal with my feelings, but also maintain my boundaries? You know, we got all types of like personality differences. There's so many variables. And so I'm just saying, if you're anything like me, you love, you love the idea of being smitten. Like, it's just like, yes, whisk me away. If you have that personality and you are naive to like what game is and all of these types of things, you probably have made a lot of mistakes. You probably have been trampled on. You probably have been run over or used or what have you. And if there's no one, like I said, trying to like teach you or guide you in sort of the right direction because they know that this is your personality and therefore can probably see into your future and be like, okay, this is not going to be good. We're going to give her the tools, her or him, the tools to be able to protect themselves because this is their personality. So they probably going to need this extra set of tools, right? Because everybody in the world isn't going to be honest with you. Everybody in the world isn't going to, you know, care about your feelings or be honest with you in terms of, yo, this is actually what I want. Yeah, I don't too much care about whatever you want. You know, like everybody's just not going to just straight up say the truth about their own, what's it called? When somebody, about their own motives, when they have ulterior motives. I mean, you know, so that's kind of how I feel. Like, if you got questions, hey, ask me. If you want to know my story, I am willing to share and tell. It's a lot that I've been through. But it was through a lot of reading and understanding that I kind of came to terms with many of my triggers, and I feel like I know myself better, and I try each time that I get into a new situation, right? When there's a new person that is trying to court me or entertain me, I'm like, okay, I gotta remember these things. Okay, this is what I want. What is this person telling me and showing me that they want? Do I agree with that? If I do, proceed. If I do not, red flag. We are going the other direction. Goodbye. Good sir. But that's a process, right? Not everybody is able to do that right out of the gate. Like, hard as nails, you're not penetrating this wall at all. Me, I'm super friendly. I'm just super like, hi. So yeah, it's been very, very hard for me. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. Okay, we did, I can be kind and set healthy boundaries. I deserve to be loved unconditionally. Okay, I can be independent and still need or want help. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, I'm really independent. I don't always ask for help when I need help. Okay, it might take some time for me to ask for help, because in my mind I'm like, oh, I can do it. I can do all of the things. I can do this one and this one and this one and that one too. I can do it. I can do it. And then I try to do all of them, and then I probably end up dropping something. And then I'm trying to do all of them at the same pace or the same speed, which is incredulous. But I am aware of this about myself, and I think that I am getting better at realizing that there are people around me who can help me, and it's just a matter of me asking for that help. One, me realizing you don't have to do it all. You just don't have to, period. Just because you can do it all does not mean that you have to, or that you must, or that you should do it all. You do not have to do it all. So that's the first thing I have to realize. Am I getting stressed out? Am I getting anxious? Am I letting other things fall through the cracks? You know, I start analyzing myself, and then it's like, okay, I either need to get some help with this, start asking some questions. Maybe somebody else knows a way that I can simplify this process or something. I don't know. I just start asking questions. And then, yeah, and then either whoever I'm talking to, either they're able to assist me, or they're not able to assist me, but they have a resource that they are able to give me. And honestly, you guys, like, people, when you, I have found that when you tell somebody you need help, or you reach out to somebody and you say, hey, I'm having this issue, do you have any advice? People are honestly pretty receptive. I have not been turned down in my request to ask for help or ask for an information resource or anything like that. So, I mean, I guess the next level question would be, what is there to lose? You know, what is there to lose? What is there to gain? You know, you could, by not asking for help, you could lose time, right? It takes extra time for you to keep trying to juggle all the things. You know, you might continue to get stressed out. You might continue to be flustered, anxious, so many things. Other things might keep falling off the bandwagon. I mean, so doing like a cost, what's it called? Cost versus something analysis. Cost versus benefits analysis, I think. Ooh, college. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of what I feel about I can be independent and still need or want help. Yeah, I feel like I'm beginning to live this out more in my life, which I'm proud of. So yeah. Okay, what's the next one? I am learning to allow my pain to teach me, not harden me. Whew. Yeah, that is a good one. That is a very good one. So I think that technically I've been doing this my whole life. I think that a good example of this for me is I think I've already mentioned it, right? So the relationships. Something would happen in a relationship, and I would read books about, okay, the biggest thing, I would read books about communication. Y'all, don't even get me started on communication. I feel like communication is the root of everything. I feel like communicate, if you can get your communication right, if you can work on your communication skills, you are working on something that is going to impact every single thing that you ever do in your life ever. Communication is the real deal. Communication seriously is key. You know, you have to know how to communicate to get the job you have. You got to know how to communicate to get whatever spouse or boyfriend or lover or whomever, whatever relationships you have, how to get your best friends, how to build a better relationship with your parents or your in-laws, or like all of the things, how to get a great vacation booked, how to add amenities to, like, I mean, communication and I'm talking about communicating about good things as well as negative things, right? So I'm sorry, y'all, my face is just itching. I keep scratching all over my face, so I'm sorry if you're watching on YouTube. I'm very sorry. But yeah, communication. Oh, y'all, I mean, oh, I could talk about communication. We'll have some more episodes on that. So yes, I definitely think that. So I'm gonna reread it. I am learning to allow my pain to teach me, not harden me. Yes, I would say I definitely have been doing that recently in my relationships, right? And I'm talking about intimate relationships. I used to do this thing where I would be so hurt by a relationship that it didn't work out that I would just shut down, just hard stop. Nope, I don't care. I don't like men. I like this. I don't think I can do this. This sucks. I don't want this drama. I don't want this pain. I don't want any of it. But then, was I listening to something or did I read something? I don't vividly remember where I heard this quote from, but it went something like this. It's gonna sound really bad because I don't remember how it went exactly, but I'm just letting you know. It was something about love and how it is a risk to love. Kind of like how it's better to have love than to not love at all. But it was more so talking about love, to have love or to not have love. Both are a risk, and you just need to figure out which risk are you willing to take, right? And oh my gosh, I pondered it for quite some time, and I realized that I, through my actions, had chosen not to let love into my life, and I needed to really do some soul searching and some work on my heart in order to get to a place where I was willing to let someone in again. And I mean, that was hard, but at the end of the day, I wholly know that I want to be a wife. I want to give so much love and care and nurturing to my future family. I know that I want that life. I want to be a wife. I want to be a mother. I want, you know, all the things. We don't have to have no white picket fence. I'm not crazy about picket fences, but you know, I want the house, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I had become very hardened to opening myself up in relationships. I wouldn't go deep. I wouldn't try to. I had a wall up. I just wouldn't let anyone in. And you know, it sucks. It sucks that in order to find love, you have to risk heartbreak. That sucks so much, you guys. And I know I'm smiling right now if you're watching on YouTube, but it really does get to me. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. You can feel this. But I know that I want love in my life. I want to allow someone in. I want to allow someone to penetrate my heart. One special someone. But in order to get to that place, like in order to get to that place of marriage and awesomeness, I have to risk heartbreak in the process. And I mean, yeah, the person who I end up marrying, they're gonna hurt me at some point. I'm gonna hurt them at some point. We're gonna, like, it's not all gonna be sunshine and roses, right? So, but that just, it sucks. And I really needed to hear that quote. And I really needed to hear it. And I think that was, whenever I heard that quote, that was sort of my turning point in terms of me opening myself up to relationships again and really being sort of committed to the process of trying and putting everything I have on the line, making sure that I'm honest, making sure that I'm trying to communicate, making sure that I'm doing these little things well so that the relationship can be set up for success if both parties are coming together and doing everything that, that we need to do. I know whether the relationship works out or doesn't work out, I will know in my heart that I did all the things that I could have done. I've worked on my communication. I've raised the issues up to him. I have, that was these were like my revelations that I had. And so, yeah, I think that has helped me greatly in my, I guess you could say, venture, to be open to allowing love into my life. Because I can't say that I'm like actively looking for a man, right? I am open, I feel like my eyes are open. I want to be able to see the man for me if he's within my purview. But I am focused on my businesses, honey. I am focused on me, Kahdija Imari Slaughter, trying to just make sure that I grow into the best woman that I can be, right? And I think it's a whole nother podcast to talk about becoming the best woman and a guy becoming the best man, or, all of that. Like, both parties need to be working on themselves. That's the whole thing. So, yeah. Okay, so how much time is it? Ooh, 40-something minutes. Okay, so, yeah. So, what are the other ones? Okay, yeah. I'm learning to allow my more independent. I'm learning to allow my pain to teach me, not harden me. Yep. I talked about that one. I'm committed to loving and trusting myself. Oh, that is so good. I am committed to loving and trusting myself. It said committed to loving and trusting myself. That's so deep, you guys. Like, commitment is a thing. You have to daily get in there and do it. And that's definitely a struggle. That's one that I think I'm actively working on this one right now. I'm trying to figure out how to love myself and how to trust myself more. And I think that for me, that comes in the shape of listening to my inner thoughts, listening to the way I feel, making sure that I feel validated within my own self, and moving forward with that, not discrediting myself or telling myself, no girl, you crazy. No. Recognize how I feel validated in those feelings start to search for, okay, how did this even come about? Where are these feelings coming from? I wonder what sparked this feeling. You know, I might not always have the answer immediately, but if I continue to have my eyes open and try to search for those answers, then I can gain a better understanding of myself and of the people who, you know, my yellow flags and red flags are going off toward, right? But yeah, staying committed to loving and trusting myself. Yeah, and the trusting myself part is where I'm talking about how like yellow flags and red flags are going off. Or if I do feel like I trust someone, and if it turns out to be a bad sign or a bad adventure, then I need to be reevaluating. Okay, how do you determine your green flags? Your green flags, you might need to tweak that. That probably should have been a yellow flag or a red flag. Why is that a green flag? Why am I oblivious to this as being a negative sign? Why did I take it as a positive sign? So yeah, I feel like I'm evaluating myself in those ways, but also definitely in that way, learning to love and trust myself, which I think kind of coincide. If I'm trusting myself more, my confidence is then boosted because I'm reassured. Like if I trust myself and I act upon that, whatever it was that I thought, like, okay, for example, I go somewhere and I feel that I probably should leave early, right? But I don't leave early. I just stay. And then something happens. And now I'm caught up in some drama, or I witnessed something that I probably should not have witnessed, or I just wouldn't care to have been witness of or be prey to. Okay, well, I should have listened to myself. I had a feeling that I should have left early. Why did I not leave early? Why did I tell myself I was crazy? Why did I go through the thought process of convincing myself to stay when my body and my spirit was telling me, you should probably leave here. This is not a good idea. You are done for the night. What's up with that? Yeah, I kind of sort of forgot where I was going with that, but I think I just explained it all. So yeah, okay. And I think this is the last one. Yeah, I will choose myself even when rejection is hard. Drops the mic. Like, come on, this is, yes, please. I will choose myself even when rejection is hard. So what do I think that means? What do I think that means? I will choose myself even when rejection is hard. So maybe that looks like if I went to somebody, asked them for advice, or maybe I went to somebody, asked them for something or some advice or what have you, and they said, no, I don't have time for this. No. Choosing myself, maybe that looks like me not being completely wrapped up in their no, me being okay with their no and realizing it's probably not their problem, it's my problem, that I am leaning on them far too much, that I am so affected by their no. Maybe that's what that means. Maybe that means that I'm choosing me. I'm leaning on myself. Anyone outside of me is optional, but I will always be with me. I will always be with Kahdija, Imari's father. Oh, I said my whole government name. Oh my gosh. I will always be with myself. So I have to be comfortable in my own skin. I have to believe what I believe is true, and I have to act upon those beliefs. Whether other people agree with me or not, I still should be who I am, to the best of my ability. Even though rejection is hard, I will choose myself even when rejection is hard. Yeah, being strong with your inner self, knowing yourself. First you gotta know yourself. but you know yourself, and then stand your ground. Whatever your moral standards, what have you, you got your own back sort of deal. Even if other people may not have your back, you are able to stand strong in yourself. Yeah, that's a really good one. Okay. That was a very deep talk. I want to say that I saw this post. It was called Affirmations for the Week on Elle's Instagram page. If you want to check her page out, go follow her at Alex, ALEX_ELLE. She's pretty dope. She's like really freaking dope. So yeah, she's always got mad words of like inspiration and self-reflection and just awesomeness. So yeah, go and check her out. Okay, now we are gonna hop into this segment called Love Does. Love Does is a segment that is all about showing yourself some love, showing love for others, but mostly because love is an action, right? I don't know if y'all know this, but love is an action. Love is not just words blast into the atmosphere, okay? That means very little to nothing if your actions are not lining up with what you just said, okay? So, Love Does is a segment that's all about the action of love for real happening. There were witnesses, it happened, you set a goal, you attained it, what have you. Love does, whether somebody did it to you or you did it to someone else or you did it for yourself, which of course is the mode of this podcast. Self-love, we all need a little more of that because we can constantly be giving. Well, what are you giving to yourself? You got to recharge yourself sometimes. Okay, so that's the premise behind Love Does. Okay, what did I do this week or this past week? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, I'm forgetting. What? Oh, wait. Give me a minute. I'm going to remember what I did last week for my Love Does. Oh, I remember. Okay, y'all, I followed through with my self-care. I am so proud of me. Okay, so she watched, what did I watch? Did I watch 2 movies or 1 movie? Oh, no, I finished watching The Parkers and I watched Jingle Jangle. Super cute Christmas movie, by the way. Oh my gosh, the singing, the dancing. Okay, I feel like I need to do a whole podcast episode on Jingle Jangle because there's so many lessons learned. Like, oh, it was so cute. I just want to give it so much praise. Okay, but this is just the Love Does segment. And I also have some really good takeaways, I feel like, from The Parkers. So that'll be an episode 2. Okay, but yeah, that was my Love Does. I watched me some TV because that's what I really enjoy doing. I love watching TV shows and movies, going to the movies, not during COVID. But yeah, that's my thing. Okay, so I did some much needed self-care. I watched movies, I ate pizza, I drank me some little wine. Oh, which reminds me, I took like a little video clip of myself doing my self-care, fixing the food. So I need to upload that to my IG reel. So keep your eye peeled for that. In my IG reels, that's on I am Sweet Miss Coco on IG. Okay, so y'all, I hope that you have enjoyed this podcast. I hope that you are, I don't know, like learning things and it feels conversational. I hope that you're getting some takeaways. I hope that it is encouraging you, allowing you a space in which you can grow your confidence, build your courage. What is happening? Oh, I'm trying to wake my computer up and it's just not responding, but I don't know what that's about. Okay, here we go. It woke up. Yes, I hope that this podcast is can be a source of light for you, really. Yeah, and I just really hope that we can all build some more courage, get a little more confidence, and love ourselves some more along the way. Okay, sweets, until next time, I'm your host, Sweet Miss. I'm your host, Sweet Miss Coco, and I'm so glad that you joined me today on the Coco Love Podcast.